Jimmie's Actual Factuals. Factuals. Jimmie's Actual Factuals. Jimmie's Actual Factuals.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Jimmie's Actual Factuals. Today, I'm going to ask everybody, what is your favorite sci-fi or fantasy for any kind of media part? Let's go. What is your favorite sci-fi and or fantasy entertainment?
That would be Doctor Who classic as well as the modern version as well.
I like to watch The Vampire Diaries, which is like a secret of mine because I don't want people to know that I watch it.
Okay.
And it's a really good show because I'm not really into sci-fi, but, you know, let's watch it.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything Marvel, like Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four, X-Men, any of those series. Like, I like space, type stuff. Yeah. Oh, and Thor. Thor is really good. Yeah.
Fantasy and sci-fi has got to be Star Trek, hands down. No question about it. Next Generation a lot, but I like the original series. You want to talk about movies? Star Trek First Contact. Best sci-fi ever.
Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, man, that's a tough one, Jimmie, I got a lot of favorite movies. It's really hard to, narrow it down to one.
It can be a TV show or a book as well.
It's really coming to me. So does, Indiana Jones count? Kind of?
No, not really. That's more action and adventure.
Okay, well then Back to the Future definitely counts.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yep.
You got Back to the Future. We got Alien. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good trilogy. Star Wars, fantastic. I'm not a big fan of Star Trek, but I think Back to the Future. BTTF. That's my favorite.
Yep.
Absolutely.
My favorite sci-fi is Doctor Who.
And yours?
My favorite sci-fi, I guess The Walking Dead counts, so The Walking Dead. Yep.
Got any favorite fantasies?
I don't have one, honestly, unfortunately.
Define fantasy.
Like Once Upon a Time, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, Cinderella.
I don't have one.
You got any favorite fantasies of them?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be honest, that is not my kind of thing. Anything that takes place in space, to be honest, for me, it feels like, you're trapped, you're in a confined space, and where do you go,
It's about fantasy?
Fantasy, I can do a little bit, but, it's still, like I said, it goes against the reality of any situation, and that's just not for me.
Okay.
The movie Cocoon.
And
That's really it.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. I'm not really into sci-fi. Well, that's not true. I like vampires and stuff like that, like True Blood, but I don't know.
I like Doctor Who. I don't know. I like Lord of the Rings, too. Is really good. I don't know. I can't think of another one right now.
All right, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Okay, what are your favorite sci-fis and fantasies?
Star Wars, Doctor Who, The Lord of the Rings, I guess Harry Potter.
And how about you? Oops. How about you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. What are your favorites?
I say Jurassic Park. It's good, and Lord of the Rings too, yeah.
Okay. How are you today?
I usually like the Portal series, the games, or Jurassic Park as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have to say Spaceballs or Ghost Voyage.
Okay. And you?
I'm going to go original. Grew up with Star Wars. I'm going to have to say that's my all-time.
You know what? The Abyss also. The Abyss.
Okay. And you?
Well, I got to go with the Abyss as well, but I'm going to go with the classic Star Wars.
All right.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's a Japanese series, but it's pretty good.
One of them happens to be, I'm going to go with one of the things that inspired me as a kid, which was Harry Potter. I like Harry Potter, Star Wars, The Avengers, which I'm really looking forward to seeing this year, and the Hulk, well, separately.
Well, I've always been a fan of Star Wars and Star Trek, especially the Next Generation. Something I grew up with, something I always enjoyed watching, and I could always relate to the characters.
I'm a huge Doctor Who fan.
I'm also a big fan of the original Star Wars trilogy. Of course, like all the big Marvel movies coming out now are pretty great. But Doctor Who's definitely #1.
Shrek.
Okay. And you?
I think I like Wall-E when it came out. That was a good movie.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Well, for fantasy series, I definitely have to go book-wise, Aragon movie-wise, Harry Potter. Sci-fi movie-wise, definitely Star Wars.
You?
I'm more fantasy than sci-fi, so I'd probably say for movies, Lord of the Rings, and books, Harry Potter.
My favorite sci-fi has to be the first 3 Star Wars trilogy movies.
Okay.
Because the passion of the characters are really meshed together well. Especially when Vader goes, "Luke, I am your father."
I don't really watch sci-fi. I watch like superhero movies though, if that counts. I like the Avengers. They're really good.
And you?
My favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future. So that's my favorite.
My current favorite sci-fi show is Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Because he's not actually, he's like half man, half beast, like from the government. They changed him or whatever. So yeah, don't fall. Please don't fall.
Favorite sci-fi? Star Wars. Star Wars.
Okay. You got any favorite fantasies?
Favorite fantasy? I'm trying to think. I was gonna say Lord of the Rings, but yeah, I'll go with Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's all right.
Thanks.
Sci-fi, video games, that kind of ordeal. I love video games. I like action, fighting, and race cars.
You got like any for like TV or books or movies?
Drama, action. I'm just an action freak, so I like the gore and the good stuff.
My favorite fantasy has to be a video game called Kingdom Hearts, because Disney movies are the best, and it's an entire game based off of Disney movies, and it's awesome, just like you guys.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I thank everybody for telling me what's your favorite sci-fis or fantasies. If you know what yours are, please post them on youtube.com/MCmedia. Until next week, this is Jimmie Johnston for Jimmie Johnston Factuals. Enjoy your week.
Jimmie's Actual Factuals. Factuals. Jimmie's Actual Factuals. Jimmie's Actual Luke, I am your father.